I want to make it very clear from the jump in this video that this isn't some confirmed rumor. This isn't something that has been, talked about and discussed a bunch by many different people. It's something which recently, because of a few events, which I'll talk about in a moment, because of a few events, this is starting to get a little bit of traction. Will it happen? Will Charlotte Flair end up in AEW? Highly unlikely. If Charlotte Flair ends up in AEW, will that be a good thing? I'll discuss that in the video, but basically, why I'm making this video, why you're seeing this video called Charlotte Flair joining AEW ? In your sub box or in your recommended or wherever, why you're seeing that is because of a combination of recent factors. So, for starters, let's start this off. Charlotte Flair, her real-life companion, Andrade, has recently requested a release from WWE. Granted, WWE basically struck that down almost, but nonetheless, Andrade has requested a release from WWE. Andrade is clearly not content with the fact that he's barely been used on TV. If not, he hasn't been used on TV in the past 6 months. So that's one factor. Charlotte Flair's real life, partner is so, out of favor with WWE, he's not getting on WWE. Note that down. Just one factor. Note that down, please. Then you look at this, okay? Charlotte Flair was on the WrestleMania 37 poster. Keyword, was. She got taken off the poster in the past, day. And I find that strange, because the only reason you take someone off the poster is if either they're gonna leave or something's gone down. Now, this one is purely speculation. Maybe it was just a matter of Charlotte Flair's not going to be in the Raw Women's title match at WrestleMania. She's not going to be in a key role at WrestleMania because of how the bookings played out. Nothing to really see there. I'm grasping at straws. People are grasping at straws. And if that's the case, totally fair enough. All cool. But that's just another thing to take on board. Additionally, when you think about Charlotte Flair, there's another couple of factors I think about. Now, this one... So there's a couple. So for starters, the fact that Charlotte Flair, at this stage in her career, has achieved so much, I think it really should be taken on board, okay? Charlotte Flair, at this stage of her career, is what? How many time champion is Charlotte Flair? 11, 12, 13 if you include tag titles? At this stage in her career, her accolades in WWE, my general point is, what more does she have to achieve, okay? She's 34 years of age as of this very moment right now. She's a 2-time NXT Women's Champion. She won that championship back in 2014, and then came back last year and won it again at this stage of her career. She's a Divas Champion, which I know that word is outlawed nowadays, but she won the Divas Championship. She's a 4-time Raw Women's Champion, a 5-time SmackDown Women's Champion, a 1-time WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, the 5th Women's Triple Crown Champion, the 4th Women's Grand Slam Champion, the NXT Women's Championship Tournament winner in 2014, the Women's Royal Rumble winner in 2020. She won Match of the Year for a Slammy Award against Becky Lynch in 2018. She's got Feud of the Year awards, Woman of the Year awards, been high up in the rankings for ages. My point being with this, Charlotte Flair has achieved everything in WWE. Now, I know some people will say, no, she hasn't. She hasn't become a 16-time champion in WWE. And correct, she hasn't been a 16-time champion just yet. But if that's really, realistically, all she has still to achieve in WWE, being given 4 or 5 more women's title reigns for the sake of it, if that's really all she has to achieve, then elsewhere is an option. Now, obviously, to make it abundantly clear, Charlotte Flair is Vince McMahon's golden goose, okay? Charlotte Flair, as Vince infamously said in that promo segment in February of 2019, we want more Charlotte Flair, okay? Charlotte Flair is who we want in the main event. And as the backlash was made widely known, that's not the case, okay? The community, by and large, outside of Charlotte's general fan base, the community, generally speaking, does not want more Charlotte Flair. So in that regard, let's move over to AEW. Let's move over to the AEW side of the fence. So AEW, they're just coming off the Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, Lights Out War. Okay, that match, when it comes to AEW, when it comes to women's wrestling, that match is going to be looked at as the match that defined 2021 for women's wrestling, the match that defined Britt Baker's career, the match that defined Thunder Rosa's career. Okay, that match is going to live in infamy in AEW history. So we're coming off that. And when you look at AEW's women's division, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, you've got Shida there, you've got like your Nyla Rose, those types, Penelope Ford, you've got Statlander who's on the sidelines injured. You've got a serviceable division. Like, the division isn't bad. The booking of it is not the best, but the division, talent-wise, is not bad. You move Charlotte Flair, potentially, hypothetically, not saying this will happen, but you take Charlotte Flair, move her over to AEW. Charlotte's going to be the clear number one in that division. And it really comes down to who else will be in the division, because Charlotte versus Britt Baker could be a lot of fun. I think Charlotte versus Thunder Rosa, that's a... I mean, could that main event an AEW pay-per-view? I don't... If you build it up really well, potentially, but yeah, Rosa versus Flair, that match would be big. I think there's scope and potential there. Realistically, if Charlotte makes the massive jump, someone else would probably have to follow her from WWE to AEW. Who that is, I don't know. Whether Tessa Blanchard goes to the AEW women's division as well, and you go that route, and you do Charlotte versus Tessa an AEW pay-per-view, that's an option. That's a dream match for many, so you could potentially do that. Basically, my point being with this, Charlotte Flair has achieved everything in WWE, and off the back of her partner Andrade being so out of favor with the company and wanting to leave, and off the back of her being taken off the WrestleMania poster, off the back of the fact that the AEW women's division is starting to actually get momentum going, once again the fact that she's achieved everything, these factors, it becomes a ducks in a row type thing. Yes, will she end up going to AEW? Highly doubt it. But these factors are all falling into place, okay? There's something there. Whether she goes or not, it's highly unlikely. But at the end of the day, there's some stuff there that leans towards it. Now, the main factor in all of this, will Vince McMahon let Charlotte Flair go to AEW? Realistically, you don't think he would. But at the end of the day, there is this whole AEW being an inside job talk going on. Now, Technical Work Rate Productions have been big on this for like ages now. And really, I'm only starting to catch on to it because of the Christian stuff, because of the Big Show stuff, okay? You take a guy like Christian, who was at the Royal Rumble literally a month ago, and now all of a sudden, he's in AEW. And, like, stuff like that, okay? Christian did the big emotional farewell, he hugged Edge, and then a month later, he was in AEW. I'm sure Edge and Christian were fully cognizant of the fact that Christian would be in AEW very shortly, like stuff like that. And then with Big Show, Big Show's a WWE for life type guy, and now he's just all of a sudden in AEW. So stuff like this, like, it's not out of the question entirely. Like, I genuinely think there's an argument there. So that's basically going to be the video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, sub. Will Charlotte Flair being hypothetically in AEW be good for the AEW women's division? I mean, it will get the division immense notoriety. It will give the division, the true star it so badly needs. But at the end of the day, what would that realistically look like? It would probably just be Charlotte Flair beating Shida, beating Penelope Ford, wiping the floor of the division, and then that's about it. So I'm going to call the video there. Like, comment, sub. You know the drill. See ya.